Hey, folks. Should be all good now. Everything. Yeah, I think everything is okay as is at the moment. Just there we go. Okay, right. So, I think it was last Friday was when we first started working on this. It's been just over a week. I've done some very, very minor stuff to this since I was last here. I added some flavor text to a couple cards. I changed a little bit of the wording on, like, noble exploitation. So it's like, sacrifice a creature, gain 3 life, and draw 2 cards. And if you sacrificed a peasant, make a treasure. This card's really good. It's like, it's a arguably more powerful, arguably less powerful version of Village Rites, and Village Rites is a disgusting card as is, so I think this is probably fine. Okay, I added some flavor text to Phyrexian Night Guard. She never tires, not until morning at least. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff like that, really. So we started last week with this like big old family tree that I'm sort of using to document some of the world building and lore stuff of the set and the plane. A very sort of fairly temporary name is the name is Bellarex, because it sounds kind of neat. Yeah, that should be interesting at least. So yeah, these are we basically, what we did last time is we came up with some mechanics for our 5 factions. So we have the Mardu faction, which is all vampires. They have a mechanic called cruelty, where as long as you have the most life, or well, the specific wording is as long as each opponent has less life than you, you get some kind of benefit. Generally speaking, I think it's going to be, as you know, there'll be some of them that's like as long as all opponents, and some of them will be as long as at least one opponent has less life than you. Basically, cruelty is a win more mechanic, more than a so basically, cruelty needs to be very aggro, because if it's slow and you're not winning really early, you're not going to have a great time, because you just won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to do anything because if you have a win more mechanic and you're losing, well, then you're fucked, aren't you? So it Mardu as a whole needs to be really aggro, like not super pushed creatures, just really aggressive creature. I do have an idea for a really interesting creature that I'm actually going to pretty much just start the day right off with. This is a powerful, rare, maybe uncommon, 1-drop for 1, or 1/1 1-drop with a powerful upside. So creature, vampire warrior, or vampire soldier. Ruecaster mercenary. That's haste. Is a 1/1. I reckon this can be an uncommon. I'm not sure whether this is the correct wording here, but it certainly seems... Hang on, let's go for good old Scryfall over here. It's actually like go to Scryfall is probably going to be the most helpful thing. I don't want Nahiri, but that was apparently the thing that it recognized. Less life. Oh, we can search for defending player. And sort by release. Wait for it. It's taking its time. It's taking its sweet time. Oh, here we go. Defending player... Okay, yeah, it is just as long as... if a defending player has less life than you, Rootcaster Mercenary gets +1/+1 till end of turn. So basically, you drop this bad boy on turn 1, you swing in, you know, like if you're on the play, you drop this bad boy on turn 1, slap him for 1, and then turn 2, if they're playing any kind of slow deck, you just get 3 damage, like, for 1 mana, basically. And even if they play something, they are on, like... they're still on the back foot because you're going to have this gives you a really strong tempo advantage because this is, if you play this turn 1, like especially when you're on the play, you basically have a 2/2 for 1, which is pretty good. I would say this is sort of the kind of thing that we want to. Because cruelty, I think, is one of the really interesting mechanics we have in the set at the moment, because it's sort of this duality that we've got, where there is one version of cruelty that is more red, and one version of cruelty that is more black, and one version of cruelty that is more white. So all of these can sort of coalesce into one thing, but generally speaking, cruelty in red is super, super, like, about damaging your opponents. Cruelty in white is about you having, you gaining life, and cruelty in black is sort of a blend of the two, and black is sort of like, black being the focus color of Mardu in this set of the Rootcasters, which is the faction. Black is, they are black primarily, which is why all of the leaders have their core color here, and all their secondary colors, so you can play Beauregard, Eris, Everard, Rain, and Serapis in 2-color decks. Because the same sort of design philosophy as the Khans from Fate Reforged, which are very well designed too. Just these are a little more flexible. Like, generally speaking, I might actually also change this ability to make it only cost black. So then you really can play Beauregard. As long as you're playing Beauregard in a black deck, you can basically splash the other color. And, like, you can play mono black and, like, splash red or white for Beauregard. And maybe, like, Rootcaster Mercenary or something. And that would actually be kind of good. I think this is a really cool, like, a really good design space that you can... This is a wedge set, but all of the wedge sort of mythics can be played in 2-color decks. So you're not forced to play 3 colors just because you want to play. You're like, drafting is a bad example because the set isn't really designed for drafting. But like, say you are drafting this set, and you first pack Beauregard. You're not like auto-locked into playing 3 colors in draft and, losing because you're trying to play 3 colors in draft. You can pick whichever one works for you. I think that's good design. Good design. So yeah, basically, cruelty, Beauregard, they're all about everything has less life than you. So Beauregard has means, he mainly gives you lots of means to gain life. But also, he himself, as long as cruelty is online, Beauregard is like a crazy, like a stupidly costed creature. Like, he's nuts. He probably shouldn't have menace. Like, he's really pushed. Eris is basically like Sultai is more or less the opposite of Mardu here, is that they don't fuck with life totals, they fuck with the board. Because they have calumniate, which is a keyword that needs to be renamed because it's a terrible name, but also this needs to be, I remember thinking about this, one or more sources and opponent controls deals damage to another creature that plays controls. Yeah. But basically, calumniate is fight, except it's between two permanents an opponent controls. So you sort of calumniate is all about sort of spreading lies and rumors and getting it starting infighting between the factions, which is what Eris's whole deal is that she's this sort of conniving old woman who's constantly sort of working behind the scenes to get the people she wants in power, and the people she wants in power are herself and only herself. So yeah, there's also a gossiping maid who is sort of, you know, she comes down, she's a like 3-mana 1/2, so she's like awful stats, but she comes down and is basically in many cases yes, a gossiping maid. She is basically, in many cases, she is a removal spell, which is really fucking good. I might say she's talking shit about Ruecaster. So then we have Everard, who is the leader of House Ferox. His faction is all about keywords. They care about keywords and combat, and their team are predominantly in red. So they care the most about red. And their mechanic, he does not have the mechanic, but he makes the mechanic really, really strong, as opposed to just quite good. Their mechanic is called Formation. So at the beginning of combat, whatever this ability is, in the case of Feroxia Night Guard, it's Vigilance. At the beginning of your combat phase, target creature you control gets Vigilance until end of turn. So for example, we could have Formation Death Touch, which would be nuts, but so yeah, that's sort of the that's sort of the train of thought. But yeah, so the creatures with formation, they're all about, you know, everybody attacks together. Everybody, you know, it's about sort of going having a mid-range board, I guess, is sort of the term. You know, you're not going wide, but you're not going tall either. You want to have a good mixture of creatures sort of spread out across the board. Rain is our Jeskai leader, and she her House Lockstar, and they have a mechanic called Underdog, where they care about creatures with base power and toughness 1/1. So she basically makes your 1/1 your base power 1/1 creatures immune to combat damage, which is really fucking strong. And she herself also has Underdog. So yeah, whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 for each other creature with base. So Jeskai is all about going super, super wide. You want to go as wide as you possibly can with this. And obviously Underdog is probably going to be focused in red and white. But the blue here is sort of for tactical stuff. So we're going to have a lot of tactical things in blue, because that sort of fits into Eris being very crafty, Everard being a great tactician, and the same goes for Rain. And then we have sort of Righteous Farmhand, who is a 1/1 for 1 with Underdog. And then the last one we have is Serapis Spirit Warper. I don't like his name, I want to change it at some point. But basically, his mechanic sort of the Abzan mechanic is all about creating these. Is all about summoning. You make spirit tokens, and these spirit tokens, they can't attack and they can't block either. So they're basically just like entities on the board, and it's basically all about sacrifice. So sacrifice a spirit token. He doubles your summoning, and you can sack spirit tokens to make him huge. And he himself is vigilant as well. So that is sort of what we ended with. There's also levies, which I think I'm probably going to scrap, because I think conceptually they're really cool, but like, and it's something I really want to try and make work within the set. Some kind of mechanic that exemplifies the theme of war, because War of the Spark kinda does it with Amass, but mostly fails. I want like Bellarex to have sort of something more than just that, you know, just like Amass, which is a really kind of boring mechanic. Sorry, I'm trying to pick my phone charger off the floor so my phone will stop making noises and crying because it doesn't have any charge. There we go. I'm very easily distracted. This is what we have so far. We also have this card here I was talking about earlier on, Noble Exploitation, which is a very, very strong card. It is sort of this set's village rights, just not quite as nuts, which is, you know, to be fair, it's not particularly hard for something to be not as good as village rights, because village rights is nuts. 1 mana, instant speed, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. In almost all instances, every single part of that spell is an upside. Like, sacrifice a creature. There's loads of creatures that you actively want to sacrifice. There's like a turn 2 combo that basically wins you the game on the spot, which is like turn 1. I'm gonna have to find this because I don't know what it's called. Type cleric set M21. Turn 1 Archfiend's Vessel. Turn 2 his is MDSC. I just sort of guessed that. Yeah, here we go. So, and then village rights. Oh, I can't spell. It's 2 L's, and I just didn't press L twice. So turn 1 Archfiend's Vessel. Turn 2 Malakir Rebirth Village Rights. So Malakir Rebirth, basically you target Archfiend's Vessel, it brings it back when it dies, and then you sack it with Village Rights. So on turn 2, you draw 2 cards. So basically, for the price of 2 mana and 2 life, you draw 2 cards and replace a 1/1 with lifelink for a 5/5 with flying on turn 2, which is frankly absolutely disgusting. That is absolutely vile. I hate that. Like, I know I have to build this deck now. That's all, you know, just mono black sack. You know, get the Scorpion in here. I don't remember what it's called. Serrated Scorpion, yeah, stick one of those bad boys in there. I would say it would be fun, but no, it wouldn't. That was also the fucking... What are these guys? What are they called? I don't remember what these things are called. Oh, hosts. That's it. Hosts. But, yeah, I think basically the plan is... I'm going to be streaming until sort of like 7-ish. That's the plan anyway. Like sort of 6:30, 7, something like that. I'm not 100% on that though. I may end a little earlier. But basically, I want to expand on these mechanics and make creatures that sort of use the mechanics in interesting ways. I think the best place to start is probably cruelty, because I was talking earlier on about how, like, there's basically 3 forms of cruelty. And Famished Envoy, I think, is probably, like, it's a cool card, but I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it could be white and I feel like it could be white and black. Because, you know, exiling a creature in a graveyard is a very black effect, but, like, just gaining 3 life is, you know... And, like, in any normal, like, deck, this thing would fucking suck. Or maybe it does suck. And if it sucks, that's okay. It's a common. Like, it's not that big of a deal if it's not very good. Because it is, you know, obviously not all commons should be bad, but not every common has to be, like, some kind of, like, hidden OP, ultra tech, mega gamer card. Oh. But yeah, we have sort of Rucaster Mercenary who's out here. We have Famished Envoy. These are both like 1-drops. And obviously this one is not very good as a 1-drop because you play it turn 1 and it's a 0-2 that does literally nothing because you have probably nothing in your graveyard. But Rucaster Mercenary is really big. And I think maybe we can probably redesign Famished Envoy, because I really don't like the way that this thing plays. I'm not a fan at all. So I think we can make this thing... We make this thing like a 3-mana 3-2. And make it so that when Famished Envoy enters the battlefield, sacrifice a creature. If, no, oh, okay, no, here we go. As an additional cost to cast. I need to go read Village Rites again. How do you, as an additional cost to cast this spell. Is that the same on all cards, including creatures? That is the question. Yes, because it's on Demon of Catastrophes, which is a creature. No, it's not. When enters the battlefield, exile a creature card in a graveyard. You may exile a creature card in a graveyard. If you do, gain 3 life. And then we can make him 2/2 because he does have like a pretty solid upside. Like it's like, oh, you're playing like Uro or something. That there's gonna be some like, I imagine, like reanimation strategy is probably going to be one of our themes, like one of our sort of color pair themings. So that's probably the, you know, this is probably the kind of thing that we're going to want. Just waiting on it to load the style menu so I can fix this clipping here. Come on, Magic Set Editor, you can do it. I believe in you. There we go. See, it's because I believed in him. Believed in him. He did it. What a lad. What a lad. There we go. Fix the clipping. So yeah, when Famished Envoy enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature card in a graveyard. If you do, gain 3 life. So, you know, so you've travelled swift and far. Drink deep of your prize. So yeah, he's an envoy that's come from elsewhere, and he's come to the keep of Beauregard, and Beauregard's like, well, you've travelled, you know, you've done a good job. Here's a person. Kill them. Or here's a corpse. Have a little drink. Because he's a vampire. That's the, you know, nice little Minecraft potion drinking sound. That sadly I don't have like an MP3 of that on hand. I can't just like, you know, press you know, Control M or whatever, and it just does the little sippy noise. But alas. But yeah, I think that's a more interesting redesign of Famished Envoy. It actually, like, comes down and is a creature that actually... might make it a 2/3, I think. Like, it comes down and is a creature that, like, actually fucking does something. As opposed to literally nothing. What else? So we have sort of a red cruelty creature. This thing doesn't have cruelty, but it fuels cruelty real nice, because it gives you life, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. Comes down, removes a threat from their graveyard if they have some means of, you know, recurring stuff. Presumably there's going to be some form of graveyard shenanigans in the set. Most likely in black and white, or maybe in, like, probably in black and green, actually. Like, black and green is very, very likely to have some kind of, like, reanimation. Probably in the Abzan faction is going to have it. So then from there we can sort of make a some kind of just like mono white form of so we can have a oh, here's a cycle. Here is a cycle idea. We have knights from every single faction. We do a cycle of knights. To sort of like a showcase cycle almost of mechanics. So we have Knight of the Crimson Court, you know, Knight of the Cerulean Court, you know, Knight of the Knight of the Steel Court, you know, shit like that. I think that would be kind of interesting, you know, sort of like an uncommon cycle. So Knight of the Crimson Court is like, I'll put it on the list because I think we want to sort of make like some kind of, because I want to fuck around with mechanics and then move on to like talking about like proper like set skeletons and stuff and defining our boundaries and that sort of thing. So we need an interesting way of utilizing cruelty. Whenever an opponent gains life, No, hang on. Whenever you gain life, one or more opponents has more life than you. Gain that much life plus 2. Oh, let me check. Angel of Vitality. Rest in historic Angel of Vitality. Fucking love this card. If you would gain life, you gain that much life plus 1 plus 1 instead. Oh, there's no comma either. You gain, yeah. Whenever you gain life. Oh, it'd be whenever you gain life, if one or more opponents has more life than you, gain that much life plus 2 instead. So I guess sort of the pivot of cruelty is the relation of your life. The relation between your life and your opponent's life is what cruelty cares about. And generally speaking, cruelty always aims for you to have more. That's kind of the aim, because it's a pseudo keyword. It doesn't really mean anything. Cruelty is more about theming. So if you see cruelty on a card, you know, oh, this card in some capacity cares about you having the most life. I think yeah, I think that's fair. So I think this thing on its own is probably like pretty reasonable, because it gives you a lot of life, like a lot. You know, if we have any kind of like ETB life gain, like Impassioned Orator or Daxos, obviously not Daxos, but Impassioned Orator could in theory be in this set. If we have something like him, and he just comes down, and then you play whatever this card is, and then you play this, and or maybe you're playing like mono white life gain in this set, and you play some form of like Impassioned Orator, so whenever another creature enters, you get 1 life. You're on like 2 life, and your opponent's on like 25 life. You cast whatever this card is, and gain like 3 life. And then you cast some form of like token creation, like Spiritual Connection, or really anything that like gives you tokens, and the ETB triggers, and you get like 20 life off of it, just because you have this card. I think this is on its own is pretty strong, but we could give it like a keyword, like vigilance or something. A lot of the creatures have vigilance. Do they? Oh, can't spell. Like 3 of them do. Everard. Oh no, he just referenced. Yeah, there's only like 3 creatures vigilant. That's okay. So we can make it like a 4 mana, like a 4 mana 3/3 or like a 4 mana 3/3 or something. And it's a creature, vampire soldier, or vampire cleric. Priest of Pureblood. So maybe Beauregard kind of cares about like not just ascending to the throne, but being like this kind of vampire sort of like, living legend. Or maybe like Pureblood is sort of like a status or something amongst vampires, or I don't know. We can do some world building on that much later on. But yeah, whenever you gain life, if one or more opponents has more life than you, instead gain that much life +2 instead, which is pretty good. Like, this is a 4 mana 3/3 with this ability. That's quite good, I would say. Yeah, that'd do it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. So from here, we basically need to decide how sort of big our set is going to be, and then construct sort of a set skeleton in like Excel or whatever. So I think our first sort of primary step is going to be looking at previous Magic sets. So let's look at I think our best point of example is going to be Ikoria. Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths is a set with 274 cards, 101 commons, 80 uncommons, 53 rares, 15 mythics, and 15 basic lands. So, well, ignoring the basic lands, it has a lot less than that. Plus 35 as showcase. What the fuck is a showcase card? Delirium? Okay, I can't spell. go for the word Riem. Oh, it's an I. Okay, right. Play only on target opponent's turn. Okay. Oh, it's a keyword. Okay. Oh, 4 or more card types among opponents in your graveyard. Okay. I don't know. They only count as the type as their front face. Yeah, doing some set design. Oh, Ikoria came out a month earlier in Asia. Didn't know that. Or month. Yeah, just under a month earlier. Yeah, so we're looking at like 101 commons, 80 uncommons, 53 rares, 15 mythics, and 15 basic lands. So we're looking at like 259 cards. Let's also look at some other more recent, like some other sets. Let's look at Zendikar as well. That might be yeah, sure. I'll say, throw him in. Oh, Zendikar is much smaller. Yeah, Zendikar is a lot smaller. It's like 10 less commons, 20 less uncommons. We're gonna go for an Ikoria-sized set because I'm a big fan of larger sets. I did think that like Zendikar did seem a little small, but I guess that's because it's, you know, it's got like 30 less cards or something, or most of the new cards are or like yeah, there's like, yeah, almost 30 less cards. But from what I've seen so far, Zendikar is a very fun set, just ignoring Omnath, because Omnath makes me want to pitch myself off a dog. Okay, yeah. Presumably it's just like a draft cube. Yeah, so that makes sense. Like, that ruling doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like, oh, outside of the game, it's like, oh yeah, I bring in, let me just, like, drive home and get my copy of Emrakul the Eons Torn. It's like, no, it just means your sideboard, which is, like, you know, makes infinitely more sense. Yeah, you bring, you know, you pull, Mystical Space Typhoon out of your extra deck. You just activated my trap card. Let me go check. Let me, here we go. Maria Phyrexian Inventor. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Does 1 damage. Sacrifice 3 artifacts at your sideboard for an artifact card and put it onto the battlefield. That's pretty strong. I like that. I'm not sure if the first ability is particularly powerful. Oh, no, it is repeatable. It is repeatable. I do like it. It definitely fits the Quiet Furnace theme. I'm a big, like, ultra fan of Phyrexia. Phyrexia is awesome. I wasn't around for the set, but, like, Phyrexia from, like, a flavor perspective is incredible. And this art is very... I'm not sure what this art is, but it's very, very, it's very very quiet furnace. It's like you got the jagged edges. This thing in the background looks a little more like it's, I don't know, it's got the spines on it, I guess. It does look a little more what are they, progress engine-y, but that might just be that it's like super silhouetted and like its main torso and stuff is not visible. But yeah, this is really cool. I like this a lot. Presumably it's just sort of like a, you know, like a just like same sort of like flavorful theming as like Core Sets and Modern Horizons and stuff, where it's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna put some stuff in. We're gonna put some cool, some recognizable stuff, but no specific like, oh, it's set on this plane or, you know, this pair of planes or whatever. Yeah, I need to check. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Like it's like a like commander draft. Okay, that's cool. Right, I'm looking for the numbers of Ah, okay, yeah. I'm trying to find. Nope. Oh shit! What is it doing? It doesn't like me opening in a new tab. It wants me to open the images flat, which is fair. Boltum the Dark Light, Haste Menace Trample. Whenever a player loses the game. That's pretty interesting. I guess this sort of is for Commander. Oh shit! Didn't mean to do that. And then enters the battlefield. Each player has a top card in library. For each non-land card revealed this way, put one counter. Okay, yeah, I like Parlay. Parlay's cool. Very very sort of like I do like the design space for symmetrical white effects. They're always fun. Yeah. So it's sort of like just general like you know, any plane. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm trying to find like the splits of. I guess I need to just go into like set ICO. As in like a subtype? Oh, God, I need a drink. Are they one of the sorts of subtypes with keywords? The with like built-in keywords. That's really cool art for the thingy cupboard. That's neat. I like that. Yeah. Right, I guess I just need to kind of count these. Not personally, no. I haven't played enough of Commander to know it. 61 white cards. $60 blue cards. Presumably it's just going to be all 60s, right? S 62 in green, 62 in red. I've missed a color. No, I haven't. So yeah, we're looking at sort of like 60 odd cards in every color. And then color, I just put color gold. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's just like, just cards with very, very random effects. That's cool. Right. Now, I need to look at all the gold cards. Yeah. I need to be able to count all these gold cards in Ikoria, which is a gold set, but I don't actually have a way of doing it. Like cards greater than 1 or colors. Oh, that does actually work. Holy shit. Oh, it seems to be like this. Okay. It's like a 1/7 of the set is gold cards. What about for something like Guilds of... Oh, apparently I can't spell. What is the Guilds of Ravnica? Yeah, Guilds of Ravnica and presumably Ravnica Allegiance will all have like 80 cards or something in that. And I kind of want to go down that route because I do like me some gold cards. Hang on, let me, so we've got set size. I just need to move this onto my other screen. So set size is 274. So white, blue, black, red, green, colorless, gold. Well, it should probably be gold before colorless. And lands. Like lands are generally colorless, but at the same time, it's much easier to sort of much easier to classify lands as their own sort of color or color combination than not doing that, you know? Much easier. So I probably want I'm gonna say 80 gold cards. Hang on, let me get the... in some, I would say XL wizardry, but it's far from that. It's like the most mundane shit on the planet. Right, let's look at Yes, we're looking at like in the mid-60s. How big is Ravnica Allegiance as a set? Because it seems to be way bigger than Ikoria. Ravnica Allegiance. How big is this set? It's smaller. I'm very confused. Oh no, it's the same size. It just doesn't count basic lands. So we can sort of ignore basic lands. That's probably the easiest way to go about things. To just ignore basic lands. Realistically, we're probably going to want a small number of lands. You know, probably like at least like 5 lands across the set, generally. Colorless cards. So color, C. How many colorless cards do we have in Ravnica? We have like 30 colorless cards. Oh, that includes all of the lands, though. So actually, the colorless cards is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's like 12. So we'll probably do that. Got like 12 colorless cards. And well, I suppose the lands. We'd probably have like 2 cycles of lands, maybe. Like two separate cycles of lands, and we'll probably go 12 on the lands as well. And then that leaves us with nowhere near enough to do the 60 desired. Those lands do count as part of the set, right? Yeah, they do. Yeah, this is like one of the last cards in the whole set. This is the last card in the whole set, I think. Wait, what? Why is this 268 over... I'm very confused. Why does this go over? What? What do these numbers even mean? If they don't actually count to anything, what the fuck do these numbers even mean? I'm real fucking confused. Right, we're gonna go back and look at Ikoria and see what the hell is going on in Ikoria, because that has confused me to no bloody end. That has. I don't know how to... One of these. Oh, it's this very specific for... of course, they're all the alt arts. Oh, I'm an idiot. Of course they count to that, because they're the fucking alt arts. Oh, I can't believe I didn't even think about that. Holy shit. So Ikoria has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Has 12, yeah, has 12 colorless cards. Not including it's 1, it's, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 17 lands. So yeah, apparently this isn't gonna work. Even if we drop this down to like 60. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm such a moron. Holy shit. I tell you what I did. I searched for all the red cards, and then didn't scroll down and see that it included all of the fucking multicolored red cards. Colors less than 2. Colors. Red. 35. There we go. That makes significantly more sense. Looking at 60 gold cards and then like 35 of all of these. And there we go. That fills our number. I fucked that up so bad. Right. This is our number. This is generally what our spread is going to be. 60 gold cards, 35 cards in every color. In theory, we could have 85 gold cards, or like we could bring this down to like 31 across the board and then have 80 gold cards, which I think would also be okay. I'm not sure how multicolored we want the set to be. I think maybe we'll middle ground it for now. Have 33 of each color individually, and then have some gold cards. So this is sort of the most mundane aspect of the set skeleton is how we divvy this up. Now we divvy up the rarities, which I think Ikoria has kind of already done for us, you know. Ikoria's sort of done that for us. Yeah, like 111, 80, 53, 15. I could drop the number of rares and slightly to increase the number of mythics, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. So, rarity, max, quantity, common, uncommon, rare, mythic. We want 111, 80, 53, 15. So those are sort of the rarities. Then we can sort of divvy those up between the factions. So, you know, we get 1 mythic per faction, and then we have 5 sort of miscellaneous mythics that are maybe faction affiliated, maybe not. You know, obviously, you know, we have, you know, rares can basically be whatever we want. We're probably going to have at least 2 or 3 rares per faction, like absolute minimum. We can get rid of this now because it was just there for counting. And we can put this over here. Set size. Do that. Color. So then we sort of divvy them up between the factions as evenly as humanly possible. Presumably, each color is in 3 separate factions. Presumably. Like, let me just double check this. So if we look at white, white is in Mardu, white is in Jeskai, and white is in Abzan. So yeah, like each faction should get, you know, 11 cards of each of its colors. Presumably. Maybe slightly more of its core color. So hang on, let's get faction primary color, secondary color. So this is not particularly exciting, but you know, set skeletons are important. So faction, we have the Rewcasters. So I'm just put in brackets Mardu, just for the sake of, you know. Rewcaster, Lockstar. I've got to forget these. Arnjet, Sultai. Milstead, that's it. Oh, I just opened Word by accident, whoops. Abzan, and I've missed one again. Oh. Let's just sort these real quick. No, making horrible noises. So Sultai, main color is blue. Main color is red. Main color is white. Main color is green. And main color is black. Secondary colors. So secondary color in these guys, it will be black. Secondary color here is green. Secondary color here is red. Secondary color here is white. And the secondary colors for the Rucasters is oh no, yeah, we can't have individual secondary colors. That's fine, because it doesn't iron out that way. Black, green, blue, green, blue, red, white, black. Alright, see ya. Primary color is black, secondary colors are white, red. So we need to sort of divvy up these as efficiently as possible. So white. So here we go. White, blue, black, red, green. Oh no, I need to like actually tab across. Green. So we can split up the colors like this. Should probably move this like further along over here. Really, like let's just make this a bit simpler. Do this. So the Sultai guys do not need white. Like they just don't need it. Yidris, that rings a bell. I think I've seen this guy. Oh yeah, he's a Cascade boy. Yeah, he looks interesting, that's for sure. Sultai don't have red. Right, I'm going to need to count these up. So equals v lookup array, table array, x number 2, change false. Minus sum. And then we can just shuffle this across. So Sultai will be 11, 11, 11. Tima is 0, 0. let me just new rule, cells are contained, cell value equal to 0. Font. Just make it so the zeros disappear. Jest guy 11 11 0 11 0 11. Okay, yeah, I think this seems to be working so far. So that these have divvied up quite nicely. Oh, I suppose we should also probably put gold over here, right? Do this too. That would make sense. So we just like split them up nice and even. Like realistically, they should probably only get like 10 or something, or like 9. Because not every single card is going to be specifically aligned to, like, one of the factions. Well, there's like 15 unlined gold cards, it would probably go up a little bit. Yeah, like leaves 10, there we go. So each faction has like 37 cards specifically aligned to them, which makes a lot of sense. Like, that's cool. You know, a sizable portion of the set is dedicated to this specific faction in a way that is interesting and exciting. And that's good. We'll also need to split the rarities up too, but that's fine. That won't take nearly as long. Need to split the rarities into colours too, to be fair, but like, again, they'll all just be symmetrical. It's not a big deal. And obviously not all of this has to be perfect. Like, these numbers don't have to like generally speaking, we want to hit this number and stick to this number. But like, if these numbers, you know, say we end up with 10 here and only 8 here, that's fine. Like, that's not an issue at all. Yeah, we need to then take this and go common, uncommon, rare, mythic. Oh shit, what about that? Right, so we go for now 1 mythic, and then we go like 8 rares per faction. Yeah, 8 rares per faction. Hang on, here's something. Is this something that we can search on? Is it? No. Can we search watermark? Is it? We can search is it watermarks. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Set Ravnica Allegiance, because they have those. Have I not spelled allegiance correctly? Is it? I think Ravnica Allegiance is just RNA as us. No, it's not. How the Oh, it's because the is it aren't even in this. What the fuck am I doing? Are the Gruul in this set? They are. Haha. They have 28 cards. Minus has watermark. Oh, basically the whole set doesn't even have watermarks, actually. That's like a really sizable portion of the set just does not have a watermark. Like almost half the set. That's a really surprising number of, that's like genuinely really surprising. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. So maybe we can sort of drop these numbers down a little bit and make it so that there are... Because it's like, yeah, we can probably bump these numbers down. We can go to like 8s, I think, across the board here. And just have like more sort of identity, like give the plane a little more identity on its own, which I think is probably going to be really important. So each one has 34 cards. I reckon we can drop this even more, to be honest. I think this is enough though. I think any more than this, I'm gonna start having an issue with it. Watermark, Gruul. Yeah, how many Gruul cards are there? It's 28. How many Azorius? Apparently I can't spell Azorius because I think I'd say you there. 27. I think Rakdos are in Allegiance. Yeah, because wait, no, they're not allied and enemy. They're just sort of random. Did I miss? Do I need to put no? The Golgarian. I need to like actually like look up what fucking like. Let's just do has watermark. That's probably a better idea. So the Simic, the Azorius. It's basically a 50-50 split. Like, over half the set has watermarks, but half the set just doesn't have them at all. We're in a position now where 85 cards aren't like aligned to a specific faction, whereas oh shit, whoops. Realistically, there has to be 150 in this brick here, so... Oh, we literally just need to drop like 5. Let's look at watermark, Azorius, rarity, common. How many common Azorius cards are there in this set? There's 11. How many have I marked? I've got 14. How many uncommons? 8. How many have I got? I think I've got like 9. I've got 10. I think this might be a little bit of a misnomer using Ravnica Allegiance, because Ravnica as a plane itself, like on its own, has an enormous amount of identity that Bellarex just is not going to be able to achieve, just with like art found online and stuff like that. And like Ravnica is like this sort of almost like an art is like Ravnica itself is just as much of a character as the factions within it. So I think trying to align ourselves down to this is probably a bit of a misnomer. And I think we should just kind of go with the flow and have the majority of the set be faction cards. Because the factions are going to be the things that people go, I want to play this set because these factions are really cool. Not for any other specific reason. I think another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this to bring this number up to 6. So yeah, they stagger down, so 6, 12, 13. So yeah, obviously there will probably end up being more than one mythic per faction, and that's fine if that ends up being the case. That's not an issue at all. Because I don't think it is. No, it isn't, because if there ends up being 2, then there's still like 5 mythics left over that aren't. Hell, I might just say that this is what we're gonna do, like two mythics per faction. I don't know what the second set of mythics are gonna be. Maybe items, maybe, you know, could be anything. I have no idea, but could be cool. So we've split sort of these up, and then we need to split the rarities up into colors too, which is a little more sort of complex, I suppose. Well, it's not really complex, but it's color. White, blue, black. Oh shit, there's something I didn't do, you know? Something I neglected is that lands are going to be faction. I think the lands the lands are going to be the lands. They're not going to be generally. There might be a cycle of faction-oriented lands. I didn't factor in the lands up here either, so that's fine. Like, I think that isn't going to be an issue at all. Manage rules applies to A to Z. So generally speaking, we're going to split we also need to do oh shit, that actually fucking worked. Oh my god. That's some XL wizardry right there. Hell yeah. So to get some misnomers, which are, you know, just whatever, like, because lands are probably going to end up being that way. So, common. So common white cards. There's only like 33 white cards in the set. What is the ratio? We gotta do like some maths here, some fucking like ratio bullshit to try and make these two numbers go down in like a degree that is acceptable. How many golds do we have at common, like just in Ravnica Allegiance? Color greater than 1. Color greater than 1. Rarity. Common. How many of those do we just have across the whole set? Like 20. That makes sense. So 20 gold cards are common. We'll probably jump down to 18 because we just have less gold cards just overall. And we can go uncommon. 32 cards. So we have 30. Rare is 22, so we'll go 20 cards. That's too many. It's too many. We needed to drop down more heavily. 28. No, that's like, we already have at least 5 gold mythics, so realistically we're gonna need more, right? That's probably gonna be the case. This is a very shaky number here. This is almost certainly going to be more than this. Like, if these end up getting shuffled around, that's not a big deal. Generally speaking, most uncommons are going to be at most rares or golds. Most gold cards are going to be at uncommon, and it's just going to be like that. So greens, like, I think like colorless cards at common. How many colorless cards do we have at common in this set? Like 16. Oh, it's not even 16, is it? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5. So we have like 5 colorless, like uncommons. One, two, three. It's like 5 uncommon, like 5 colorless uncommons. Again, this is all very like up in the air. Keep like fucking around on my desktop by accident. That is not what I want. Rare, there's like 2. Yeah, so yeah, and then there's none. This is generally, because the set doesn't really give much of a shit about colorless, and artifacts are not really going to be a focus. Might have some equipment. It's probably going to be about it, really. I think, like, artifacts and shit that we have, they're probably going to be colored artifacts, because colored artifacts are way more interesting than colorless artifacts. You get a bit more identity out of that shit, you know? So we're gonna have to have like a cycle of like hang on, that's so we'll have a cycle of like uncommon lands, and then a cycle of like rare lands, and then 2 misnomers. No mythic lands, because nobody wants to like crack a mythic and then it just be like, oh, lol, it's a fucking land, which is very much an issue that. Well, Zendikar Rising doesn't have that issue because all the mythic lands are also double as like actual cards that are quite good. But if you get them in your hand like turn 1, they're not fucking dead cards until late game, which is cool design. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, I forgot to do this, didn't I? Whoops. Makes things a little tidier. Right, color green minus color greater than 1. There's 1 green mythic, like mono green mythic. So that's good to know. 15, so yeah, we can go 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. And go 1, oh shit. 1, 1, 1, 1. Like mythics, especially, are very, very hard to sort of like force into like rares are a little easier, but mythics are generally like super fucking hard to categorize. Because sometimes you just have a really cool idea and you want it to be mythic. Like, and it is mythic, but it's like, oh, I've already got like 2 mythic red cards or whatever, and you just say, no, fuck it, this is a cool card, it's going to go in the set. name cards. Oh shit, wrong one. Oh, it's too much. Too much. So yeah, we have some, like, some outliers over here that, you know, we have, like, 13 commons that we can just do whatever the fuck we want with. We have 4 of each color that we can just do whatever the fuck we want with. So then we can just have like a layer over here or something. It's like free slots. So we got four cards of every color that we can just do whatever the fuck we want with. And we have 13 commons, 2 uncommons, 2 rares, and 5 mythics that we could just do whatever the fuck we like with. And that's gonna be like that is basically our set skeleton. Skeleton stats. And basically we're gonna put the, you know, we'll either make like a new section over here when we like start recording cards specifically. Like, we can probably do it now, to be fair. So like card database. So we have so we sort by color, name, type, that's got to be something we need to sort out as well, as like type distribution, but that's a little more, you know, that's much more, you know, if we get to a stage where we're like, there's too many, it's one of those things that's like judgment as opposed to like raw stats. It's like, are there too many creatures? Are there not enough instants or whatever? That's the kind of shit. Color, name, type. Oh no, it's got to be rarity. Like, these are the 3 important bits. Like, and then it's like CMC. Because we need like a curve for all of the colors and all of the, we need like a, you know, all of the factions will need some kind of, like, you know, something to play on turn 1 or turn 2, or you know, something good to play on those turns, something good to play in the mid game, something good to play in the late game. All of that stuff, those will all be like super crucial to basically everything, really. Just like the set just working, all of those things, ultra crucial. 100% need them. But this is where we'll sort of start, and we will. I'm going to start recording these. Is by doing this. Color. I'm gonna make this an actual like fucking table. You know, it's probably a decent idea. Table has headers, and we're gonna make it not look like utter horse piss by doing this one. So, so color is gold. I suppose we'll also do some of the old data validation. This is perhaps the least exciting thing any human being has ever done. Color, white, blue, black, red, green, gold, colorless. Name, Serapis Spirit Walker, Warper, Mythic, CMC 5. I should probably go in and like actually like put these in properly. Gold. This layer should probably just have text wrapping. That makes my life a bit easier. CMC4, though this should probably be a little longer here. Just plugging all of these in. Then we'll do some more card design for a little bit. I'll probably stop. We'll probably start on some commons for a specific color, I think is what we'll do. She's CMC5. Gold. Everard, Mythic. He's CMC5. Oh no, I didn't actually like put in his thing. I don't like Everard's name. His name's really boring, but it's the best I could come up with at the time. It's gold. It's Famished Envoy. I also think this should probably just be mono black, actually. Oh, yeah, this should also have data validation on it too. Common, uncommon, rare, mythic. Oh, whoops, I put a slash. Oh yeah, fixed it. Green, Phyroxian, Night Guard. I say this Phyroxian Night Guard is very, very good at common. Just giving stuff vigilance for free. So is Gossiping Maid, to be fair, so... Again, I think Gossiping Maid should only be blue. I don't think it's necessary for her to be gold. White, Priest of Pureblood, uncommon, as 4 mana, gold is Rain, Crown Seeker, she's a mythic, she's CMC 3, another white card is Righteous Farmhand, he's a common, and he is CMC 1. Red is a Rue Caster Mercenary. Oh, apparently I can't spell. Mercenary. There we go, he's a mercenary now. He is CMC 1. I've already put Serapis on here, and this thing is gold, is Spiritual Connection, is common, and is CMC 1. So that's sort of the very, very basis here that we have going on. I will sort this all out later on, and I will expand upon this in my own time. But this was a very, like an extremely important first step, I feel. Now, how many white commons do we have, basically? Because I think that's where we're going to start, we have 1, and it is Righteous Farmhand. So that is going to be the first thing we do, is design a bunch of white common cards. Now, our number generally for white commons is 15. We have 15 white commons. Now, we're not going to be designing literally all of them today. We don't need that. We don't need to be doing that. However, something that will be very useful to do is go to Mechanical Color Pie, which is a very good article that Sankfol linked to me in the first stream. So let's look at primary white abilities. Banishing effects, bonus blocking, sort of from the grave, stopping players from attacking, think both of these effects, can't lose the game, opponents can't win. Both of these here, these are very, very not common effects. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature, however, that's, you know, that's a sort of situation that is okay. Destroy target creature, damage you or a creature your turn. Destroy target tapped creature. Destroy target creature, power 4 or greater. This is a good underdog card. This is a really, like, this is a card that really sort of fits that underdog theme. So that's cool. That's cool. White cares a lot about auras. White cares about bonus toughness. Boosting your boys, either temporarily or permanently. Damage prevention, damage redirection, defender, dealing damage to opponents mid-combat, which is probably not something we're going to do, because that's an effect for, like, mid-combat shit is for, like, generally, we're not going to, like, rule out pump spells in white. But generally speaking, something like this is going to be 100% reserved for the team of faction, because this is something for them, and they're not in white. The same, more or less, can be said for Double Strike. I think Double Strike is going to be not fully reserved, but more so in red in this set. But I'm going to make a quick little short list of mechanics. Let's get Notepad up. Let's not have it be like that, because that's ridiculous. Oh, it didn't want to do it properly. So I'll make a list of stuff that we want. Banishes, because those are often at common. Like, and if I go to banishing light is oh, it's an uncommon. Interesting. I suppose that makes sense. Oh, all of these effects are distinctly uncommon, so we can strike that off. We can make that certainly something akin to like Hieromancer's Cage, or Cast Out, or, you know, maybe not Card because it's got cycling, but like all of these types of effects are 100%. These are something we want, because these effects are really good. Like, they're really, really cool. Everybody likes these kinds of effects, because they're very fair removal in white, and white does not. White's just kind of the worst color, let's be honest. So blocking extra creatures. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature. Destroy target tapped creature. I'm not sure how about this. 100% this. I think what we're going to do actually is we're going to go see if this is in common. I don't think something like this would be a common. Rarity, common. It is. Legion's Judgment is literally an M21. Never seen this card before. It probably isn't very good, to be honest. But I think Legion's Judgment is definitely a card we want to reprint, I think, because reprints, there's a good design too. Everybody likes a reprint. Smite the Monstrous is in Zendikar Rising. I love how they printed this card in M21, and literally one set later they printed a worse version of that. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's an instant. So actually, it's a trade-off. So actually, yeah, that's fair. I always never look at the fucking the thing there. Oh, and Radiant's Judgment is literally just a better version of Legion's Judgment, and also Legion. Okay, right, I get it. So we want just Legion's Judgment reprint. That's what we want. Uh, pump spells, pump auras, damage prevention. That would be cool. So we can get a defender creature in, like some really good, like, you know, it's like a 1-mana 1/3, or no, like a 1-mana 1/3 blocker or something. That'd be kind of cool. We're gonna have to have like I'm gonna have to look up like naturalize. 1 second. Oh, it's probably got a Z in it, right? Maybe? I don't think it likes me. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. CMC 2. Yeah, Naturalize and Disenchant are like the white and green version of the exact same card. And it's basically the decision of which one do we want. Because, to my knowledge, they've never been printed in the same set together. I may be wrong, but I'm fairly certain. Yeah, so they did... so Naturalize was in M19, and Disenchant was in M20, and also in Zendikar Rising, so... I'll think about it. Disenchant reprint? Question mark? We could get a small creature with double strike. Hang on, let's look. Color white. Keyword. I can't fucking spell. Jesus, I can't type. Double strike rarity. We should probably just put rarity C. Oh, Fencing Ace. Is Fencing Ace a common? No, he's not. He's not ever been a common. Why is he? That's not a common. I'm not even gonna fucking question that. Sure. It's just listing him as a common, even though I don't think he's ever once been printed as a common. That's a pain in the ass. That isn't common, that's just the Arena Beginners set. Fuck's sake. So yeah, double strike is generally certainly not on small bodies. Not on small CMC creatures, but we could have something like Skyspear Cavalry or Skyhunter Skirmisher. Like double strike at higher CMCs. You know, just a 4-mana... A 4-mana 2/2 with double strike or something. That would, that would actually be kind of okay. Certainly in limited anyway, it would be alright. Yeah, whilst I'm not designing the set for limited in mind, I don't want it to be like completely unplayable in limited. You know, where it's just it just doesn't work in limited because most people like limited. I just don't. I don't like, just on principle. I hate limited. But, like, most people really like limited, so I'm not gonna be a solly boy. We gotta have a flyer. Gotta have lifelink. That's just a given. Pacifism reprint, because pacifism is just token generation, yeah, goes some token gen. Ooh, hang on, what is that card from? Where is this card? Oh, it's a white card. That much I know. I'll know it when I see it. It's a 2-mana. It's a 2-mana spell. I think it's from like Ravnica. Well, it's from one of the more recent Ravnica sets. Raise the alarm. There we go. Something akin to raise the alarm. They're humans, because it pisses me off that it doesn't specify that they're humans. This is a plane of only humans. Because humans are easier to project onto than fucking, you know, than the mountain people or the forest boys with pointy ears. Humans are, you know, humans are humans and are thus very, very easy to project onto as characters and are generally more enjoyable. Tutor. I feel like underdog should probably be a pseudo keyword. It probably shouldn't be just this flat, like, pump ability that makes token strategy just disgusting. So I think I'm gonna make underdog like just a pseudo keyword, you know. I think that's so much better. Here's a thought. At the beginning of your end step, if you control at least, if you control 2 or more creatures with base, power, and toughness 1/1, put a +1/+1 counter on. Right, why has it done that? Where's rain? Shit. Yeah, I broke it. Fuck. For each creature you control with base power. Base power, toughness 1/1. Unrighteous farmhand. Why is it doing that? That's really fucking annoying. Need to change him on my thing because he's CMC2 now. There we go. So he's a common CMC2. He's the set's Ajani's Pride Mate. If this will do its fucking job, but it's not. It's being a piece of shit. So these are the kinds of effects we want. I also won't be going for too much longer. I'm going to save this list. I'm going to make a couple of these, and probably, like, how many of these we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We can cut one of these, and then, like, that's it, basically. Destroy target attacking or blocking Just target, attacking, or blocking creature. So I want to look. It's color, white, rarity, common. It's a very specific card I'm looking for. This is not specifically the card I was looking for, but it's something very, very much equivalent to this. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature is certainly... Oh, that's some fucking flavor text right there. The last thing to go through the Cyclops' mind was a 12-ton block of marble. Incredible. Fucking love the flavor text in this game. It's so good. It's just gold every single time. It's so good. So fucking good. Okay, so Divine Arrow. I think Divine Arrow is the way to go. A Divine Arrow reprint. Divine Arrow is an instant with some very simple text. Doesn't cost 1 and a white. I'll add a note here. Notes. White. Divine Arrow. Common. 2. Reprint. Just going to make a quick formatting rule. Cells that contain specific text containing reprint. Make them italic. There, makes my life nice and easy, so I can just find all the reprints whenever I want. So that's our destroy target attacking or blocking creature. Mark that off now. Blocking extra creatures. Legion's Judgment, pump spells, damage prevention, defender. Something else we do actually need to represent the different mechanics that are in white. Like, so the white mechanics in the set, which we haven't really done yet. They don't need to specifically have the keyword, but they need to support it in some capacity, like very blatantly, in a way that is extremely clear to... So, must. Cruelty, which I think is kind of represented in Priest of Pure Blood. No, never mind. It's an uncommon. Ignore me. Obviously, we can tackle 2 at once as well, which is nice. So Cruelty, Summon, and Underdog we already have. Underdog we can cross off the list because we have Righteous Farmhand. Summon, I have an idea. I have a cool idea. So, spiritual, or Will of the Beyond. It costs 1 and a white. Creatures you control gain +1/+1 for each spirit token you control. Oh, it should be let me just check what the instant color white. Creature you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So yeah, it is charge, just with... It's also an uncommon. Oh yeah, this is maybe really, really strong for common. Oh no, this is oh yes, rarity, common. Well, no, this is oh, of course, Dominaria is opposite. Yeah. So you make a spirit, and the creature you control gain +1/+1 until end of turn for each spirit token you control. This is a very strong ability. Rally from Beyond. Summon one. I mean, this is a cool card, but I don't think this is a common. I think this is like uncommon at least. This is very good. This is a rare right here. This is a big pump spell, because there's gonna be many instances where it's like, you know, yeah, I've got like 5 spirit tokens. Yeah, this is 110% like, this is a rare right here. So, whoops. Rally from Beyond. Rare 3. So it's not what I wanted. I wanted like a common summon spell. But that's fine. Guided Guardsman. When Guided Guardsman enters the battlefield, summon one. And he's a 2/2, and he has as long as you control a spirit, Guided Guardsman has +1/+1, has +1/+0, and vigilance. Creature, human, soldier. So he's like 3 mana. Bring him down. He makes so he's you know, he's +1/+1. He's a 3 mana 3/3 with vigilance, and he's with an upside and a downside. So if you lose all your spirits, for whatever reason, he becomes very, very weak. You know, he becomes a very bad rate. But yeah, I think this guy is cool. He does the job, I think. He is cool. I like him a lot. White, Guided Guardsman. That's a common. He's CMC 3. He's cool. I like him. And now we need a cruelty creature at common. So I say we go lifelink, cruelty, as long as each... Oh, hang on, where's Beauregard? There he is. As long as each opponent has less life than you. Oh, whoops. 3 white, so he's like 4 mana. Creature, vampire, soldier. Soldier of the Dusklight. Now that sounds like a Legion of Dusk kind of thing from Ixalan. Soldier of... Bloodstarved soldier has less life than you. So maybe he comes down as like a... He just like straight buffs himself. Like he gets bigger as long as you sort of control, as long as you have more life. So he comes in as like a 3/3 or whatever, like a 3/2, and he goes up to like a 5/3 when he's big. This is probably okay, yeah. And like a 5/3 with lifelink is okay. Like that's nothing to sneer at. Bloodstarved soldier. Okay, we go. Beauregard, Rootcaster Pureblood. Ah, so close. Come on. So close. Come on. Just go on to a new line. It's fine, that'll do. Or maybe just... yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So yeah, he's a Bloodstarved soldier. He's at common. He's a 4 mana 2. He should probably be a 4 mana 3/3 with lifelink. And he becomes a 5/4 if you're ahead. Well, that's really strong actually. Maybe he could just get +2/+0. Yeah, I think that's fairer. That's definitely a lot fairer. So we've covered sort of cruelty. Vigilance is almost certainly covered on here somewhere, right? Evidently not. Either way, I think I'm going to call it here because it is getting on, and I need to go eat. So thanks very much for the for the old train of thought, for stopping by. There we go, those are the words I'm looking for. I'm going to save these for next time. I'll just shave off the ones that I've already done. But yeah, I'll say, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to be streaming Pokemon tomorrow evening, by the way. Plans going to finally do the second sort of stream of Black or Black 2. But yeah. See ya.